Did you know that one of the Dodgers' most impactful additions last year may be closer to returning than we thought? Michael Kopech, the pitcher who gave a huge boost to our bullpen during the final stretch of 2024, is coming back soon. But what exactly happened to him? And more importantly, what are the real implications of his recovery for the Dodgers season? Before we dive deep into the story, I want to ask you to like the video now and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Don't forget to turn on the notifications so you stay updated with all the news and analyses we bring about the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, let's get the good stuff. Michael Kopech's situation seemed complicated at the start of this year. The pitcher was caught off guard by a stomach virus that hit the Dodgers clubhouse in recent weeks. In addition, he was placed on the injured list due to a right shoulder issue, which caused a lot of concern. But hold on, because the situation isn't as grim as it first seemed. In a recent interview, Kopech gave a very optimistic update on his recovery and shoulder condition. And the most interesting part of it all is that Kopech's problem wasn't a serious injury. Contrary to what many thought, the pitcher didn't suffer from a specific shoulder injury. He explained that the discomfort was caused by the speed at which he tried to ramp up his training, without giving his shoulder enough time to adapt to the intensity. He admitted it was a miscalculation, but has since resolved the issue. The best part is that now, he feels better than he did last year. Just imagine a Kopech even more prepared and healthier than in 2024. This is a huge relief for the Dodgers, who were worried that the problem might have been more serious than it seemed. Although he doesn't have an exact timeline for his return yet, the simple fact that he feels so good is already a big step forward, and this will undoubtedly have a direct impact on the team. Now, let's go back to 2024, when Kopech was acquired from the Chicago White Sox. He joined the team mid-season and stood out with incredible numbers. 24 innings, a 1.13 ERA, and an impressive 33% strikeout rate against opponents. Kopech did what seemed impossible, becoming a key piece for the Dodgers in the final weeks, especially when the team was fighting for a playoff spot and, of course, the World Series title. And it didn't stop there. During the playoffs, he continued to impress. With 10 strikeouts in 10 innings, Kopech was vital in the Dodgers' victories. He proved beyond a doubt that he's one of the best pitchers in the bullpen, which is why his return is fantastic news for the team. Even with the arrival of reinforcements like Kirby Yates and Tanner Scott, Kopech remains a name that can make all the difference in the 2025 season. He showed his worth, and with this recovery, he has everything to be a key player in the fight for the next World Series. It's important to remember that the 2025 season began with high expectations for the Dodgers bullpen. The new additions were well received, and the team's defense and offense remained very strong. But if Kopech returns in shape and at the level he was in 2024, he could be the difference maker that brings the Dodgers even closer to reaching the title. And here's an important detail worth mentioning. Kopech's recovery isn't just a technical factor, but also a psychological one. He's gone through a series of challenges, from the stomach virus to recovering from the shoulder issue. And the fact that he's optimistic and feels better than last year may indicate that he's mentally more prepared for the season. After all, we know that, besides physical ability, mental strength is essential for a player to stand out at the highest level, and Kopech seems to be right on track. But what now? What should we expect from Kopech in the coming months? He's already recovering and gradually increasing the intensity of his training, which is a good sign. But he will still need some adjustments before being ready to return to the mound. In the meantime, the Dodgers bullpen continues to strengthen with other big names. The good news is that, contrary to what many feared, the situation isn't serious, and Kopech may be back sooner than we think. I want to know your opinion. How do you think Kopech's return will impact the Dodgers season? Do you think he will overcome his injuries and become an even more decisive piece in the bullpen? Leave your opinion in the comments below about all of this. Did you know that with the recent additions of pitchers like Blake Snell and Roki Sasaki, some key names in the Dodgers rotation are being sidelined? And there's one player in particular who's suddenly becoming a forgotten piece in this scenario, Tony Gonsolin. But is his time with the Dodgers running out? Before we continue, I'd like to ask you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers and want to stay up to date with everything happening with the team, This is the best way to not miss anything. And of course, turn on notifications so you won't miss our videos full of analysis and exclusive content about the team. Now, let's get to the issue. The battle for the final spot in the Dodgers rotation was pretty intense this spring, with Bobby Miller, Dustin May, and Tony Gonsolin competing for the number 5 starting role. However, things didn't exactly go as expected. For example, Bobby Miller was hit by a comeback during the opening of the Cactus League, which complicated his situation. On the other hand, Dustin May, who was working on regaining his confidence and rhythm, stood out and took the starting spot. But what happened to Tony Gonsolin? Although he's only on the 15-day injured list, there's growing speculation that his time with the Dodgers may be in jeopardy. According to Noah Camras from Dodgers Nation, there's a good chance Gonsolin could be traded before the July deadline, and the reason for this might be the abundance of options the team now has on hand. Camras mentioned that with the arrival of reinforcements like Blake Snell and Roki Sasaki, plus other pitchers already standing out, like Bobby Miller, Justin Wrobleski, Landon Knack, and Nick Frasso, along with Clayton Kershaw and Emmett Sheehan recovering, there's no longer a pressing need for Gonsolin in the Dodgers rotation. This means the team could look for another club in need of pitchers to trade him and give him a chance to regain his form. Let's remember that Gonsolin was one of the standout players in 2022 when he had an all-star season and was crucial in the Dodgers rotation. However, his situation in recent years has been difficult. Since 2023, he hasn't pitched due to Tommy John surgery, which made his recovery take longer than expected. This put him behind other players who now have guaranteed spots, like May, who has shown great potential and resilience after his own recovery. This reality of Gonsolin being left out is tough to swallow, especially for those who remember his standout performance in 2022. But with so many other strong names in the rotation, and the Dodgers constantly looking to reinforce their roster, he might end up being the piece that gets sacrificed. The 2025 rotation is shaping up to be one of the strongest in the league, and the competition for spots is extremely tight. What does this mean for Gonsolin? Well, he still has a chance to prove his value, but that will depend a lot on his physical recovery and how he performs in the upcoming workouts. However, his chances of being a starter again in the Dodgers rotation this year are getting slimmer, and it's possible the team will look to trade him to give him a fresh opportunity with another franchise. It's also worth mentioning that the Dodgers already have a series of promising pitchers, which adds even more pressure on Gonsolin. With more high-quality options like young Bobby Miller, who has been a sensation, the team's rotation is filling up, and Gonsolin is becoming increasingly distant from this competition. On the other hand, the trade market could be a good opportunity for him. Several teams are in search of quality pitchers, and Gonsolin has the potential to recover, which could attract the interest of other clubs. After all, if he manages to return to his 2022 level, he could be a valuable asset for any team. He still has time to show that he can overcome the obstacles and regain his form. I want to know what you think about this situation. Do you believe Gonsolin still has a bright future with the Dodgers, or would it be better for him to try a change of scenery? Leave your opinion in the comments. And before you leave, don't forget to check out our next video, where we'll be talking about trades and moves by the Dodgers. If you don't want to miss this content, go ahead and watch it now. It's going to be unmissable.